said this many times before. I'm sure I'll have to say it again many other times. I'll keep saying it as many times as I have to. I do not like Jon Kent. Don't like him as a character, don't like him as Superman, don't like him being in the DC universe, don't like him, period. Wasted potential. That's basically what defines Jon Kent. Wasted potential. They just decided to swap him in as Superman. Decided let's just throw him into the ever-growing DC gay trope, and figure that that's going to be enough to establish anything. It's a horrible, horrible move. Nobody likes the character. Nobody's interested in the books. It's just done really, really stupid. And writer Tom Taylor is of the belief that, everybody loves his version of Superman, even though he has admitted, and I did a video where he admitted that, the whole making Jon bisexual but really gay thing was done just for publicity and headlines, something we all knew. But that's what they keep. But you see, when you have these shill media sites constantly pushing the aspect that the things that Tom Taylor and other writers, DC and Marvel, are focusing on are really the problem, rather than actually giving people what they want, which is good comics and action and all this other stuff. Because I've said before, one of Superman's biggest comic book titles without his name on it is Action Comics, and you get no action in DC at all, other than a bunch of stories about how much they want to push their whole gay agenda. That's it. So Screenrant, another shill site, is doing their best to push that narrative as hard as possible. The new Superman's next threat is DC's most important in decades. Now, reading that, you might think this is some massive threat that is going to require a lot of thought, a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of action and focus and determination to defeat it. But remember, this is current day DC. This is current Superman. Well, woke Superman, Jon Kent. So clearly, that's not at all what it's going to be about. Superman's boyfriend reveals himself to the public, and everyone learns the Man of Steel is dating another man. But will the DC universe accept it? This is what you really think people give two shits about. So you're trying to tell me, okay, all this time, Jay Nakamura has been running around wearing a mask, and you're trying to tell me nobody knew that Jay was male? He has no breasts, he has no hips, no curves, no nothing. But somehow people were so stupid, they were thinking, well, it's probably just a woman. I mean, how does anybody even know that they're in a relationship at all? Nobody even, you know what, let me go through the article. DC's new Superman is about to face the most important challenge of his entire career. Well, considering his entire career has been an absolute and utter joke, and this character needs to be permanently retired, that's saying something. An enemy that has yet to be defeated by the Man of Steel. Superman's boyfriend is a popular character among DC fans. You see, it's statements like that. It's statements like that show the shillness of Screenrant, the stupidity of DC, and the idiocracy of Tom Taylor. Nobody likes Jay Nakamura. Nobody. People constantly refer to him as that pink-haired weirdo that Jon Kent was kissing. Nobody likes Jay Nakamura. I mean, and let's not forget, he's actually in a terrorist organization that has murdered people. And, Jon Kent doesn't seem to really care. They just kind of brush over it. But in the DC universe proper, most of the public have no idea that Superman is dating anyone, let alone a man. But after he publicly reveals himself, Superman must face homophobia. In the aftermath of Superman Son of Kal-El number 12, and hopefully eliminate hate and bigotry in the DC universe forever. Now, people read comics to escape from reality and enter a world of wonder, a world of adventure, a world of action, a world of fantasy and amazement. Not to have nonsense about homophobia and bigotry and all this shit shoved down your throat. Now, that is not to say that Superman, actual Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent Superman, would not stand up against bigotry and this sort of stuff. But there are more, but when you might stand up against it, okay, that does not have to be the focus point of it, because this is the same crap you get with this constant Pride Month thing. I mean, Pride Month just ended, and that is supposed to be the most sacred event in history. You understand me? Where Superman, where Jon Kent, woke Superman, actually got a pride-colored cape, because why not completely destroy the character by pushing your gay Superman shit? That's it. Superman's identity as Jonathan Kent, Clark Kent's son, is public knowledge after Jonathan publicly revealed himself as a gunman from murdering dozens of students at a school. Another shitty story they put together because they had, you see, the whole point of it is, and this is what I'm saying here, the whole point of it is, and they wanted John, because I said this about other people, especially Miles Morales. I'll say it here again. Jon Kent, even back in Super Sons, I read a couple issues of Super Sons. Some I liked, some I didn't. But I started to see something very early on that a lot of other people weren't catching on to. But I saw it very early on. It's that Jon Kent had no personality of his own. He was just basically baby Superman. We were just waiting there to swap him in as Superman. So you had no interest whatsoever in ever giving him a secret identity at all. No. You wanted him out in the public as gay Superman. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted out there for all the world to see. So when you put on that whole trouble about, he had to publicly out himself as a gunman from murdering dozens of students at school, you're going to tell me he had superpowers, he couldn't find some way to conceal his identity and stop that? No. Let's just put it out there as usual, because we're too lazy to do anything good. No, let's just make gay Superman and push it out there for all the world to see. By contrast, Jay Nakamura has managed to maintain a relatively low profile throughout writer Tom Taylor's Superman run. Tom Taylor is going to go down in history as the worst Superman comic book writer ever. And DC is going down along with him as a journalist who investigates powerful people and a terrorist. Let's not forget, Jay Nakamura is an activist, wannabe journalist, and a terrorist that has probably helped in murdering people. Let's not forget that. Nakamura often wears a mask while on the job. He even gave Superman a mask of his own, but Superman understood the value of not wearing a mask in his line of work and the necessity of wearing one in Jay's. In Superman Son of Kal-El, number 12, Superman and Jay unravel a conspiracy involving President Ben Nix, the evil ruler of the island nation of Gomorrah. The two interview a United States senator who purportedly had a hand in the attack on the Kent farm and nearly killed Superman's spirit. Now, okay, when the senator is revealed as a monster controlled by Ben Nix and to Superman's faithful dog Crypto, Jay uses his powers to defeat the entity. Unfortunately, his mask is left behind in the process. Now, hear the thing about it. Superman Son of Kal-El, number 11 and number 12. I have not seen... Now, I don't read DC Comics anymore. I sure as hell not reading the Superman Son of Kal-El nonsense at all. It's beyond crap not reading it. But I have not seen anybody review Superman Son of Kal-El number 11 or 12. Nobody. Nobody I've seen review it. And the people who I normally see review comics online, who normally do review for comics online, they didn't even touch it. They did not even touch it because they and all are just fed up of it. Absolute garbage. I heard one person make mention of it during another review or something else, and they said that they were at the farm. Batman was there. Some robots showed up, and you were expecting some kind of fight, and then all of a sudden, all the robots got taken out, and then suddenly Crypto shows up, chewing on a robot, and it was just like that. And they said that was pretty much all that they had in it. Nobody is interested. You're not even putting out any good action. It's just a bunch of woke nonsense all the time. A panel here from it, and Jay Nakamura and his phasing powers or whatever. Outside of a few within the superhero community, no one knows that Superman is dating Jay Nakamura, with his identity publicly revealed. Within the U.S. Capitol building, no less, it won't be long before Superman and Jay's relationship is discovered. How will the DC Universe citizens react to Earth's most powerful and well-known hero dating him? Well, first off, Earth's most powerful and well-known hero is Clark Kent Kal-El Superman, not Jon Kent. No matter how hard you try to push that, it is not. While the world is far more progressive and accepting of different sexual identities than it used to be, there is still considerable progress to be made. This Superman has already been framed for murder, and though he is clearly innocent, people will believe that what they want to believe. And powerful men like President Ben Nix and Lex Luthor, and keep in mind that President Ben Nix is just basically Lex Luthor. That's just basically Lex Luthor. They were so damn incompetent, they couldn't make a good villain. So Ben Nix is just basically Lex Luthor. Like, Lex is just basically Lex Luthor's clone or twin or some bloody thing, whatever. Can twist the narrative further against Superman if they weaponize hatred and bigotry. Lois Lane and Damian, look, you see, let me tell you something. The major problem with Tom Taylor's Superman, son of Kal-El, is because he's trying to tell a gay Superman story that nobody wants. Jon Kent is as useless in his own comic series as anybody else. Completely and utterly useless. Jay Nakamura gets more built up than him. Lois Lane gets more built up than him because it's basically what this story is. And I did a video where Tom Taylor admitted it, that no action for like 6 issues or whatever. Because as far as he's concerned, being bisexual, which is actually gay for them, is more important than fighting supervillains. This is why this book keeps failing, why the book is messed up. Because all you want to tell is a gay Superman story, rather than actually tell a Superman story. Nobody's reading it. As I said before, people who I know do reviews for these things didn't even touch these issues because they just fed up. Absolutely fed up. I call it early. This whole thing is nothing more than a base attempt to play fast and loose with Superman, and it does not work. It's ending horribly because why? You have these shill media sites trying to push this narrative that bigotry and homophobia is the biggest threat that Jon Kent has to face. No wonder he can't put together a damn superhero team to save him because he has no flicking character. Baseless and useless. That is exactly what he is. Baseless and useless character. You did not build him up at all. All you did was just pushing this narrative and figure to yourself is, once we go around telling everybody that that Jon Kent is gay, that's not going to sell. Because when they did the big reveal, you understand me? Books sold, I said before, I said again, people bought those books, the only books DC used to shoot themselves in the foot. Tom Taylor went around on a big publicity tour showing that, yes, I made this, I did that. so important. Everybody's just gonna love me, all of this. No. Look where we are now. These sites are trying to push nonsense and nobody's interested. And you all wonder why nobody's reading DC Comics anymore? This is stupid. Superman should be doing all this. I'm saying Jon Kent was a wasted character. So much potential wasted. He didn't have to be Superman. You could have built him up on his own. I mean, Damian Wayne has more character building than Jon Kent. Build him up. Make him a little different from his father in the fact that, he could actually be a leader. He could form his own team. Probably have one or two unique abilities. See him explore, see him do this, see him grow as a character. So when time comes, he knows what to do. No. Because all that you all hire is a bunch of woke idiots who hate their jobs, and this is the nonsense that you're putting out there for readers. Absolute waste of time. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I put out a new video. Be sure to share the video out there. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.